First contact. The crimson sun of Kepler 186 cast long shadows across the rocky terrain as Captain Elara Chenth stepped out of the landing shuttle. She breathed deeply, savoring her first taste of alien air. After months of interstellar travel, the human exploration team had finally arrived at their destination, a potentially habitable exoplanet over 500 light-years from Earth. Conditions are optimal, Captain, reported Dr. Yuki Tanaka, the team's xenobiologist. She held up a handheld sensor, its display glowing with atmospheric readings. Oxygen levels are comparable to Earth. We should be able to explore without full environmental suits. Elara nodded, her eyes scanning the horizon. The landscape was alien yet hauntingly familiar: reddish soil, jagged rock formations, and in the distance, the shimmer of what appeared to be a large body of water. "All right, team, let's make history. Fan out and begin initial surveys. Dr. Tanaka, you and I will investigate that lake." As the rest of the crew dispersed to collect samples and set up base camp, Elara and Yuki made their way towards the distant shoreline. The ground beneath their feet was firm, but had an almost spongy quality, like walking on dense moss. Yuki's sensors chirped constantly, recording data on the planet's unique flora and microorganisms. "Captain, look," Yuki suddenly exclaimed, pointing to a rock formation ahead. As they drew closer, Elara's breath caught in her throat. What had appeared natural from a distance was clearly artificial up close. A towering obelisk of smooth, dark material that seemed to absorb the light around it. "First contact," Elara whispered, her heart racing. She reached out to touch the structure, but Yuki grabbed her arm. "Wait, we don't know if it's safe," the scientist cautioned. She ran her scanner over the obelisk's surface. "I'm detecting energy readings unlike anything in our database. This technology is far beyond our current understanding." Elara nodded, forcing herself to take a step back. "Document everything. We'll need to report this immediately." As Yuki began recording detailed scans, Elara activated her comm link. "Base camp, this is Chen. We've discovered evidence of intelligent alien life. I repeat, we have made first contact." The response was immediate, a chorus of excited voices flooding the comm channel. Elara had to raise her voice to be heard over the chatter. "I need the linguistics team here ASAP. There appear to be symbols or writing on this structure." As she waited for reinforcements to arrive, Elara circled the obelisk. Its smooth surface was indeed covered in intricate patterns, swirling lines and geometric shapes that pulsed with a faint, blue-green light. She felt drawn to them, as if they held some profound meaning just beyond her grasp. The sound of running footsteps announced the arrival of Dr. Zain Mirza, the team's lead linguist. His dark eyes widened as he took in the alien artifact. "Incredible," he breathed, immediately setting to work photographing and analyzing the symbols. "Any initial thoughts, Doctor?" Elara asked. Zain shook his head, his brow furrowed in concentration. "It's unlike any language or writing system I've ever encountered. The patterns seem to shift and change depending on the angle and lighting. It could take years to decipher." A shout from Yuki drew their attention. The xenobiologist was standing at the edge of the lake, waving excitedly. "Captain, you need to see this." Elara jogged over, gasping as she reached the shoreline. The lake's surface was a swirling mass of iridescent colors, shimmering and pulsing like liquid mercury. Stranger still, it seemed to be reacting to their presence, tendrils of luminescent fluid reaching out towards them. "It's some kind of responsive biomass," Yuki explained, her voice filled with wonder. "The entire lake appears to be a single massive organism." As they watched, the liquid began to form distinct shapes, first simple geometric patterns, then more complex structures that bore an uncanny resemblance to DNA helices and atomic structures. "It's communicating," Zain whispered, his eyes wide, or at least attempting to. Elara felt a mixture of excitement and apprehension. This was far beyond anything they had expected to find. We need to establish a secure perimeter and begin full-scale analysis. Whatever this is, it could revolutionize our understanding of. Her words were cut off by a deafening screech that seemed to come from everywhere at once. The ground beneath their feet began to tremble, and the lake's surface erupted in a dazzling display of light and color. "Look!" Yuki shouted, pointing to the sky. Elara's jaw dropped as she saw what appeared to be a massive spacecraft descending through the atmosphere. Its design was organic, almost crystalline, with no visible means of propulsion. As it drew closer, she realized with a start that it was composed of the same shimmering liquid as the lake. "This is Captain Elara Chen of the Earth exploration vessel Horizon." She broadcast on all frequencies, hoping the aliens could somehow understand. "We come in peace and mean you no harm." There was no response, at least none that they could perceive. The alien craft continued its descent, finally coming to rest on the lake's surface. For a moment, nothing happened. Then, with a sound like breaking glass, a portion of the craft's hull liquefied and flowed down to the shore, forming a pathway. From the newly formed opening emerged a being unlike anything Elara had ever seen or imagined. It was vaguely humanoid in shape, but its body seemed to be composed of the same fluid, iridescent material as the lake and the spacecraft. As it moved, its form shifted and flowed, never quite settling into a fixed appearance. Elara stepped forward, her heart pounding. This was the moment every explorer dreamed of, the reason she had joined the space program. She took a deep breath, steeling herself for humanity's first direct interaction with an alien intelligence. "Hello," she said, keeping her voice calm and clear. "My name is Elara. We are peaceful explorers from a planet called Earth." The alien being regarded her silently, its fluid form rippling with patterns of light. Then, to Elara's astonishment, it began to change shape. In a matter of seconds, it had transformed into a perfect replica of Elara herself. "Hello, Elara from Earth," it said in her own voice. "We are the Nautilans. Welcome to our world." Elara exchanged shocked glances with Yuki and Zane. This was beyond their wildest expectations. Not only had they made first contact, but they were dealing with a species capable of instant language acquisition and physical mimicry. "Thank you for your welcome," Elara replied, struggling to maintain her composure. "We're honored to meet you. May I ask, what is the purpose of this lake and the obelisk we found?" The Nautilan Elara tilted its head, considering the question. "Purpose? They are us, and we are them. All is one." Zane stepped forward, his scientific curiosity overcoming his initial shock. "Are you saying that you, the lake, the spacecraft, and the obelisk are all part of the same entity?" The alien nodded, its form rippling. "Yes and no. We are individuals within the collective, separate yet united. The lake is our cradle, our home, and our gateway to the stars." Elara's mind reeled at the implications. A species that existed as both individuals and a collective, capable of transforming matter at will and traveling through space as a liquid. The scientific and technological applications were staggering. "We've come seeking knowledge and peaceful exchange," Elara said. "Would you be willing to share information about your species and technology?" The Nautilan Elara's expression grew serious. "Knowledge is power, and power can be dangerous in unprepared hands. Are you ready for such responsibility?" Before Elara could respond, alarms blared from their equipment. Yuki rushed to check her sensors, her face paling. "Captain, I'm detecting a massive energy surge from the lake. It's unlike anything we've ever recorded." The Nautilan's form began to shift and flow more rapidly, its voice taking on an urgent tone. "The gateway opens. You must choose quickly, humans. Will you remain observers, or will you take the plunge into a universe beyond your imagining?" Elara looked at her team, seeing her own mix of fear and excitement reflected in their eyes. This was the moment that would define not just their mission, but potentially the future of humanity itself. Whatever they decided, there would be no going back. "We came here to explore and to learn," Ilara said firmly. "Whatever challenges or wonders await us, we'll face them head-on. We choose to take the plunge." The Nautilon nodded, its form dissolving into a swirling vortex of color. "Then step into the lake, Ilara of Earth. Your journey has only just begun." With a deep breath, Ilara took a step towards the shimmering waters. The surface parted like a curtain, revealing a swirling portal of light and energy. She turned to her team one last time. "For humanity," she said, and stepped into the unknown. As the alien liquid enveloped her, Ilara felt a rush of sensation unlike anything she had ever experienced. Her consciousness expanded, connecting with the vast network of the Nautilon Collective. In that moment, she glimpsed the true nature of the universe, a cosmic tapestry of interconnected realities and dimensions. The last thing she heard before being swept away by the cosmic current was the Nautilon's voice, echoing not just in her ears, but in her very soul. "Welcome, humans, to the next stage of your evolution." And with that, the first chapter of humanity's greatest adventure came to a close, even as a new and far more extraordinary one began: the quantum metamorphosis. As Ilara's consciousness hurtled through the swirling vortex of the Nautilon gateway, her physical form began to undergo a startling transformation. The very atoms of her body seemed to dance and rearrange, guided by an intelligence far beyond human comprehension. When she finally emerged on the other side, gasping and disoriented, she found herself changed in ways she could scarcely comprehend. "Captain Chen, are you all right?" Dr. Yuki Tanaka's voice sounded distant and distorted, as if coming from underwater. Ilara blinked, her vision slowly coming into focus. She was lying on her back, staring up at a sky that pulsed with colors she had no names for. Sitting up, she gasped as she caught sight of her own hands. Her skin now shimmered with a faint, opalescent glow, and beneath the surface, she could see tiny particles of light moving in complex patterns. What happened to me?" Ilara whispered, her voice trembling. A figure stepped into view, the Nautilon who had first greeted them, still wearing Ilara's form. "You have been touched by the quantum essence," it explained. "Your biology has been infused with exotic particles that exist simultaneously across multiple dimensions." Dr. Zane Mose approached cautiously, his handheld scanner beeping frantically. "Captain, your DNA structure has been completely rewritten. You're emitting energy signatures unlike anything we've ever encountered." Ilara stood shakily, marveling at the strange sensations coursing through her body. She felt lighter, more aware, as if she could sense the very fabric of space-time around her. "Is this permanent?" she asked the Nautilon. The alien's form rippled, its expression unreadable. "The changes are fundamental, but not irreversible. You now stand at a crossroads, Ilara of Earth. Will you embrace this gift and become a bridge between our peoples, or reject it and return to your former state?" Before Ilara could respond, a piercing alarm cut through the air. The sky above them seemed to tear open, revealing a terrifying sight. A massive, pitch-black vessel emerged from the rift, its surface covered in pulsing red veins that looked disturbingly organic. "The Void Harvesters," the Nautilon exclaimed, its form shifting rapidly in apparent distress. "They have found us." "Who are the Void Harvesters?" Yuki asked, her voice tight with fear. The Nautilon's reply was grim. "They are cosmic parasites, consuming entire realities to fuel that endless hunger. They seek the quantum essence that flows through our world, and now through your captain." Ilara felt a chill run down her spine. She looked down at her altered body, realizing with a start that she now held within her the very thing these cosmic horrors sought. "What can we do?" she asked, forcing her voice to remain steady. The Nautilon turned to her, its eyes glowing with an intense light. "You must make a choice, Ilara. The power within you, if properly harnessed, could be the key to stopping the Void Harvesters. But to unlock its full potential, you must fully merge with the quantum essence. The process is dangerous and irreversible. You would cease to be fully human. Ilara's mind raced. The fate of not just her team, but potentially countless realities hung in the balance. She thought of Earth, of her family and friends, of everything she had left behind to explore the stars. Could she sacrifice her humanity to save them all? "How much time do we have?" she asked, her eyes fixed on the looming Void Harvester ship. "Minutes at most," the Nautilon replied. "Once they begin extracting the essence, nothing will be able to stop them." Ilara took a deep breath, squaring her shoulders. "Then there's really no choice at all, is there? I'll do it. Tell me what I need to do." The Nautilon nodded solemnly. "You must return to the lake and fully immerse yourself in its depths. Open your mind to the collective consciousness of our people. Only then can you unlock the true power of the quantum essence." As Ilara turned towards the shimmering lake, Yuki grabbed her arm. "Captain, wait. We don't know what this will do to you. There has to be another way." Ilara smiled sadly at her friend. "Sometimes, Yuki, the only way out is through. If I don't do this, everything and everyone we've ever known could be destroyed." She placed a hand on Yuki's shoulder. If I don't make it back, tell my family I love them, and that I did this to keep them safe." With one last look at her team, Ilara strode purposefully towards the lake. As she waded in, the liquid seemed to come alive around her, swirling and pulsing with energy. She could feel the quantum essence pour into the particles now infused in her body. Taking a final breath, Ilara plunged beneath the surface. The moment she was fully submerged, Ilara's consciousness exploded outward. She found herself connected to a vast, intricate web of minds, the collective intelligence of the Nautilon species. Countless lifetimes of knowledge and experience flooded into her, threatening to overwhelm her sense of self. But Ilara held on, focusing on her purpose, on the threat looming above. As she opened herself fully to the quantum essence, she felt her physical form begin to dissolve, her very being spreading out across multiple dimensions. In that moment of transcendence, Ilara understood. The Void Harvesters, the Nautilons, her own transformed self, they were all part of a cosmic dance of creation and destruction, of energy flowing between realities. And she now held the power to influence that flow. With a thought, Ilara rose from the lake, her body now a swirling vortex of quantum energy. She could see the Void Harvester's ship in a way that defied normal perception, as a cancer in the fabric of reality itself. "Enough," Ilara's voice resonated across dimensions. "This ends now." She reached out with her newfound power, grasping the very essence of the Void Harvester vessel. With a tremendous effort of will, she began to unravel its structure, dispersing its energy across countless realities. The ship writhed and pulsed, fighting against her. Ilara felt the strain on her newly transformed being, but she pushed harder. She drew upon the collective strength of the Nautilon consciousness, channeling it through the quantum essence that now formed her existence. With a reality-shaking boom, the Void Harvester ship imploded, collapsing in on itself before vanishing entirely. The tear in the sky sealed shut, leaving only the alien beauty of the Nautilon world. Ilara floated back down to the shore, her form slowly coalescing into a vaguely humanoid shape, composed of swirling energy and light. Her team stared at her in awe and trepidation. "Captain," Yuki ventured hesitantly, Is that still you?" Ilara's voice, when she spoke, seemed to come from everywhere and nowhere at once. "Yes and no. I am Ilara, but I am also so much more. I have become one with the quantum essence, a bridge between humanity and the vastness of the cosmos." The Nautilon approached, bowing deeply. "You have saved not just our world, but countless others. The Void Harvesters will think twice before venturing into this sector of reality again." Zane stepped forward, his scientific curiosity overcoming his shock. "Captain, Ilara, what happens now? What does this mean for our mission, for humanity's place in the universe?" Ilara's form shimmered as she considered the question. "Our mission has expanded beyond anything we could have imagined, Zane. Humanity now stands on the threshold of a new era, one where we take our place among the cosmic civilizations that shape the very fabric of reality. She turned to face her team, her essence pulsing with determination and hope. We have much to learn and even more to discover. The universe is vaster and stranger than we ever dreamed, filled with wonders and terrors beyond imagination. But we will face it together as explorers, as scientists, and as the newest members of the cosmic community. As the twin suns of the Nautilus world began to set, casting the landscape in an ethereal glow, Ilara felt a surge of excitement for the journey ahead. Humanity's first step into the dark secrets of an alien world had led them to the threshold of cosmic enlightenment. Whatever challenges lay ahead, she knew that the indomitable spirit of human curiosity and courage would light the way. "Come," she said to her awestruck team. "We have a universe to explore." And with that, a new chapter in the story of humanity among the stars began, one that would be told and retold across countless worlds and realities for eons to come. The Cosmic Nexus Paradox. As Ilara's team grappled with the implications of her transformation, a new crisis emerged that would test the limits of human ingenuity and their newfound cosmic alliance. Dr. Yuki Tanaka's sensors began emitting a high-pitched whine, causing everyone to wince. "Captain, Ilara," she called out, her voice tight with concern. "I'm detecting massive quantum fluctuations. It's as if the fabric of space-time itself is unraveling." Ilara's energy form pulsed with alarm. She could sense it too, a growing instability in the cosmic tapestry. The destruction of the Void Harvester has caused a chain reaction, she realized. "We've inadvertently created a cosmic nexus paradox." "A what?" Zane asked, his brow furrowed in confusion. The Nautilan representative flowed forward, its form rippling with urgency. "A cosmic nexus paradox occurs when multiple realities converge at a single point, threatening to collapse the entire multiverse. Your captain's actions, while necessary, have disrupted the delicate balance between dimensions." Ilara's mind raced, processing vast amounts of cosmic data through her quantum-enhanced consciousness. "We need to stabilize the nexus," she declared. "But to do that, we'll need technology beyond anything humanity has ever created." Zane's eyes lit up with excitement despite the dire situation. "What if we combined human innovation with Nautilan quantum manipulation? We could potentially create a device capable of mending the tears in reality." "A quantum flux stabilizer," Yuki breathed, already pulling up schematics on her holo display. "But we'd need an enormous power source to fuel it." Ilara's form shimmered as an idea took shape. "What about the lake? It's a reservoir of pure quantum essence. If we could harness its energy." The Nautilan's form pulsed with approval. "It is possible, but dangerous. The lake is the heart of our world. Draining its power could have unforeseen consequences." "We don't have a choice," Ilara said firmly. "If we don't act, every reality will collapse. Humanity, the Nautilans, everything we know will cease to exist." With renewed purpose, the team set to work. Yuki and Zane collaborated with the Nautilans, their human creativity meshing with alien quantum science to design the impossible. Ilara, with her newfound abilities, acted as a bridge between worlds, translating abstract cosmic concepts into workable theories. As they raced against time, reality itself began to fracture around them. Ghostly images of alternate worlds flickered in and out of existence. Strange, impossible creatures phased through solid matter, lost between dimensions. "The quantum membrane is becoming increasingly unstable," the Nautilan warned. "We must act now, or all will be lost." With a final burst of effort, the team completed their creation, the quantum flux stabilizer. It was a marvel of engineering, a fusion of human and Nautilan technology that defied conventional physics. "It's ready," Yuki announced, her voice filled with equal parts pride and trepidation. "But there's one problem. Someone needs to manually activate it at the center of the quantum storm. The amount of energy required, it would be a one-way trip." A heavy silence fell over the group. The implications were clear. Whoever activated the device would likely be scattered across multiple realities, their very essence torn apart by the cosmic forces they sought to control. Ilara moved forward, her energy form pulsing with determination. It has to be me. I'm the only one who can withstand the quantum forces long enough to activate the stabilizer. No, Yuki cried out. There has to be another way. We can't lose you, Ilara. Ilara's form shimmered, projecting an image of her human self. She smiled sadly at her team. I stopped being fully human the moment I merged with the quantum essence. This is my purpose now, to be a bridge between worlds, to safeguard the cosmic balance. Before anyone could protest further, Ilara grasped the quantum flux stabilizer and rose into the air. The sky above had become a swirling maelstrom of colliding realities, a sight both terrifying and awe-inspiring. Remember this moment, Ilara called out to her team. Remember that when faced with the impossible, humanity rose to the challenge. Our curiosity, our determination, our ability to adapt, these are our greatest strengths. Carry that spirit with you as you continue to explore the cosmos. With those final words, Ilara plunged into the heart of the quantum storm. The team watched in stunned silence as she battled against the forces of chaos, her energy form flickering and distorting as she pushed deeper into the nexus. At the very center of the maelstrom, Ilara raised the quantum flux stabilizer. With a final surge of will, she activated the device, channeling the full power of the Nautilon lake through her transformed being. A blinding flash of light erupted from the nexus, forcing everyone to shield their eyes. When they looked again, the quantum storm had vanished. The sky was once again clear, the fabric of reality mended. But Ilara was gone. As the team stood in shocked silence, the Nautilon representative approached. Your captain's sacrifice has saved not just our world, but all of reality. Her essence now flows through the cosmic tapestry, a guardian of the multiverse. Yuki wiped tears from her eyes, her voice thick with emotion. So she's gone? Forever? The Nautilon's form rippled thoughtfully. In one sense, yes, but in another, she is everywhere. The quantum essence that was Ilara now permeates all of existence. In a way, she has achieved a form of cosmic immortality. Zane stepped forward, his face set with determination. Then we need to continue her work. Ilara showed us that humanity has a place among the stars, that we can face any challenge the universe throws at us. The team looked out at the alien landscape, forever changed by their experiences. They had come seeking knowledge and discovered wonders beyond imagination. They had faced cosmic horrors and emerged victorious. And though they had lost their captain, they had gained a new understanding of humanity's potential. As they prepared to return to Earth, carrying with them the seeds of a new era of cosmic exploration, a faint whisper seemed to echo on the wind, Ilara's voice, now one with the universe itself. Ad astra per aspera, to the stars through difficulties. The greatest adventure has only just begun. And so, the legacy of Ilara Chen and humanity's first steps into the cosmic unknown would inspire generations of explorers to come, as Earth took its place among the guardians of the multiverse. The Quantum Resurrection Protocol. 6 months after Ilara's sacrifice, Earth's scientific community was still reeling from the implications of first contact and the existence of the multiverse. Dr. Yuki Tanaka and Dr. Zane Moser had become reluctant celebrities, thrust into the spotlight as they tried to explain concepts that challenged the very foundations of human understanding. But behind closed doors, a secret project was underway, one that would push the boundaries of science and ethics to their breaking point. Project Phoenix is ready for its final phase, Yuki announced to a room full of the world's top scientists and military officials. We believe we can bring Captain Ilara Chen back from her quantum state. Murmurs of disbelief and excitement rippled through the crowd. Zane stepped forward, activating a holographic display that filled the room with swirling patterns of energy. Using a combination of Nautilon quantum technology and our own breakthroughs in consciousness transfer, We've developed what we call the quantum resurrection protocol, Zane explained. In theory, it should allow us to reconstruct Elara's consciousness from the quantum echoes left behind in the fabric of spacetime. General Xander Vance, a grizzled veteran with cybernetic enhancements, leaned forward with interest. And what exactly would we be bringing back, Doctor? A human? An energy being? Or something else entirely? Yuki and Zane exchanged glances. We're not entirely sure, Yuki admitted. The Elara we knew ceased to exist when she merged with the quantum essence. What we're attempting is more akin to rebirth. There are risks, Zane added quickly. The process could potentially destabilize the repairs made to the cosmic nexus, and we have no way of knowing if the consciousness we reconstruct will truly be Elara or something different. The room erupted into heated debate. Some argued that the potential benefits outweighed the risks. Others warned of unforeseen consequences, of meddling with forces beyond human comprehension. In the midst of the argument, a young scientist named Dr. Arya Khan spoke up. There's another factor to consider, she said, her voice cutting through the noise. Our long-range quantum sensors have detected a new threat approaching Earth, something even the Nautilians fear. The room fell silent as Arya activated her own holographic display. It showed a massive, shadow-like entity moving through the cosmos, consuming everything in its path. We're calling it the Omega Void, Arya explained. It's like a sentient black hole, devouring entire galaxies. At its current trajectory, it will reach Earth in less than a year. General Vance's cybernetic eye whirred as he processed the information. And you believe this? Resurrected Elara could help us stop it. Yuki nodded firmly. Elara's merged consciousness might be the key to understanding and combating this threat. She exists on a cosmic scale now. If we can bring her back, she could be our greatest weapon against the Omega Void. The debate raged on, but in the end, desperation won out over caution. Project Phoenix was given the green light. 3 weeks later, in a heavily guarded facility deep beneath the Atacama Desert, the team prepared to activate the Quantum Resurrection Protocol. The air thrummed with energy as massive generators powered up, channeling the exotic particles harvested from the Nautilan lake. Yuki and Zane stood before the central platform, a swirling vortex of quantum energy contained within a reinforced chamber. Arya monitored the readings, her fingers flying over holographic controls. Quantum matrix stable, Arya reported. Consciousness reconstruction algorithms online. We're ready to begin. Yuki took a deep breath, her hand hovering over the activation switch. Elara, she whispered, if you're out there, if any part of you can hear us, come home. She flipped the switch. The vortex erupted into blinding light, tendrils of energy lashing out against the containment field. Alarms blared as reality itself seemed to warp and bend around the chamber. Quantum fluctuations off the charts. Arya shouted over the din. The cosmic nexus is destabilizing. Zane gripped the control panel, his knuckles white. We can't stop now. Push more power to the containment field. For several heart-stopping moments, it seemed as if the entire facility might be torn apart by the cosmic forces they had unleashed. Then, just as suddenly as it began, the chaos subsided. In the center of the platform, a figure began to take shape. It was humanoid, but composed of swirling energy patterns that pulsed with an inner light. Slowly, the energy coalesced, forming more distinct features. Elara Chen opened her eyes. But the being that stood before them was both familiar and utterly alien. Elara's form flickered between human and energy states, her eyes glowing with the knowledge of 1,000 universes. Elara. Yuki ventured, her voice trembling. Is it really you? Elara's gaze focused on her former crew members, a smile of recognition forming on her shifting features. Yuki. Zane, you've done the impossible. Her voice echoed with harmonics from across the multiverse. Before they could respond, Elara's expression turned grave. But you don't understand the forces you've tampered with. The Omega Void, It's not just coming. It's here because of me. Shocked silence fell over the room. Zane was the first to find his voice. What do you mean, Ilara? How is the Omega Void connected to you? Ilara's form rippled, projecting images of cosmic events beyond human comprehension. When I dispersed myself to repair the nexus, a part of my consciousness was cast adrift in the void between realities. That fragment, divorced from its humanity, became the seed of the Omega Void. The implications hit the team like a physical blow. In their attempt to save Ilara, they had inadvertently created the very threat they sought to stop. Then, what can we do? Arya asked, her voice small in the face of such a cosmic mistake. Ilara's gaze softened as she looked at her former colleagues, her friends. We fight, but not in the way you imagine. The Omega Void can't be destroyed by conventional means. It's a part of me, and I'm a part of it. The only way to stop it is to remerge. No, Yuki cried out. We just got you back. There has to be another way. Ilara shook her head, her form stabilizing into a more human appearance. This was always my destiny, Yuki. I understand that now, but I need your help for what comes next. As alarms began to sound throughout the facility, warning of the Omega Void's approach, Ilara outlined her plan. It was audacious, almost insane, a fusion of quantum science and human determination that would challenge the very laws of reality. We're going to create a cosmic convergence engine, Ilara explained, her words painting images in the air around her. It will allow me to channel the full power of Earth's biosphere, using humanity's collective consciousness as a focusing lens. The team worked feverishly, racing against time as the shadow of the Omega Void fell across the solar system. They built upon the quantum resurrection protocol, pushing the limits of their understanding and their technology. As the final preparations were made, Ilara turned to her friends one last time. Remember, she said, her voice filled with both sadness and hope, this isn't an ending. It's a transformation. Humanity is about to take its next great leap into the cosmic unknown. With those words, Ilara stepped into the heart of the cosmic convergence engine. As the device activated, every human on Earth felt a momentary connection, a fleeting touch of the infinite that would change them forever. Ilara rose into the sky, her form expanding to encompass the planet. The Omega Void descended, a cosmic maw ready to devour everything in its path. But as the two cosmic forces met, something unexpected happened. Instead of destruction, there was harmony. Ilara, infused with the spirit of humanity and the power of an entire living world, merged with the void. The two opposing forces balanced each other, creating something entirely new, a cosmic guardian that would watch over Earth and the multiverse. As the light faded and the people of Earth looked to the stars with new eyes, Yuki, Zane, and Arya knew that this was only the beginning. Humanity had faced its greatest challenge and emerged transformed. The universe would never be the same. And somewhere in the cosmic tapestry, Ilara's voice echoed with a promise. Ad infinitum, ad astra, to infinity, to the stars. The Starborn Renaissance. In the decades following the cosmic convergence event, humanity underwent a transformation unlike anything in its history. The brief connection to Ilara's expanded consciousness had awakened latent abilities in a significant portion of the population. These individuals, dubbed Starborn, exhibited traits ranging from enhanced intelligence and intuition to more extraordinary powers like telekinesis and quantum manipulation. Dr. Arya Khan, now leading Earth's foremost research institute on starborn phenomena, addressed a global conference of scientists and world leaders. The starborn revolution has propelled us into a new era of human evolution, she declared, her voice resonating through the grand hall. But with this great power comes even greater responsibility. Holographic displays flickered to life around her, showing the marvels of the new world order. Cities had been transformed by starborn architects who could manipulate matter at the molecular level. Diseases once thought incurable were being eradicated by healers who could rewrite genetic code with a touch. But not all was utopian in this brave new world. We face a crisis of identity, Aria continued, her expression grave. The divide between starborn and non-starborn populations grows wider each day. We stand at a crossroads that will determine the future of our species. As if to underscore her point, the conference was suddenly interrupted by a massive holographic projection that appeared in the sky above every major city on Earth. A figure composed of swirling cosmic energy materialized, a being that was at once familiar and alien. "People of Earth," the entity spoke, its voice echoing across the planet. "I am Omega Elara, the cosmic guardian born from your world. I bring a warning and an invitation." The world watched in awe as Omega Elara revealed the existence of a galactic community far more vast and ancient than humanity had ever imagined. But this cosmic civilization faced a threat that dwarfed even the Omega Void, a malevolent intelligence from beyond the known universe that sought to unravel the very fabric of reality. "Earth stands at a pivotal moment," Omega Elara continued. "Your starborn have the potential to tip the cosmic balance. But first, you must overcome your own divisions and prove yourselves worthy of the power you now wield." With those words, Omega Elara issued a challenge. Earth had one solar year to unite its starborn and non-starborn populations and create a harmonious society. Success would mean ascension to the galactic community and a chance to save all of existence. Failure would result in the nullification of the starborn abilities to prevent them from falling into the wrong hands. The next month saw a flurry of activity across the globe. Governments scrambled to enact new policies, while grassroots movements sprang up overnight. Dr. Aria Khan found herself at the center of it all, working tirelessly to bridge the gap between different factions. One of her most promising initiatives was the Cosmic Harmony Project, a global network of meditation centers that used advanced quantum technology to help non-starborn individuals tap into the cosmic energy that permeated the universe. While it couldn't grant them full starborn abilities, it fostered understanding and reduced feelings of inequality. Meanwhile, a group of renegade starborn, led by the charismatic Victor Helios, pushed for a more radical solution. They argued that the only path forward was to forcibly awaken the abilities in all of humanity, regardless of the risks. As tensions rose and the deadline approached, a new crisis emerged. A faction of extremist non-starborn, fearing the loss of human identity, launched a coordinated attack on major starborn research facilities. They used weapons reverse-engineered from alien technology, capable of temporarily nullifying starborn abilities. The world teetered on the brink of chaos. But in humanity's darkest hour, an unexpected voice of reason emerged. Zaim Mirza, now an elderly statesman and the last surviving member of the original Elara Chen expedition, addressed the United Nations in a passionate speech that would be remembered for generations. "We stand here divided, while the fate of not just our world, but all of reality hangs in the balance," Zaim began, his voice strong despite his years. "But we forget the most important lesson Elara taught us, that our greatest strength lies not in our differences, but in our shared humanity." He went on to propose a radical solution, the Cosmic Concordat. This global initiative would create a new form of governance, where starborn and non-starborn worked in tandem, their unique strengths complementing each other. Starborn would be required to use their abilities for the greater good, while non-starborn would be given unprecedented access to cosmic education and technology. "We are all children of the stars," Zayn concluded. "It's time we embraced that heritage and took our place in the cosmic tapestry." The speech galvanized the planet. In the final weeks before Omega Elara's deadline, humanity came together in a way it never had before. The Cosmic Concordat was ratified by every nation on Earth. Starborn and non-starborn alike worked tirelessly to implement its principles. As the final hours ticked away, Dr. Aria Khan stood with a diverse group of representatives at the site of the original quantum resurrection experiment. They waited with bated breath for Omega Elara's judgment. The air shimmered, and the cosmic entity appeared before them. For a long moment, Omega Elara observed in silence. Then, to everyone's amazement, the being began to laugh, a sound that resonated with the joy of 1,000 stars. "Well done, humanity," Omega Elara said, its form rippling with approval. "You have taken your first steps towards cosmic citizenship. The road ahead will not be easy, but you have proven yourselves worthy of the challenge." With a gesture, Omega Elara opened a portal in the fabric of space-time. Through it, the assembled representatives could see wonders beyond imagination, the grand assembly of the galactic community. "Come," Omega Elara beckoned. "Your seat at the cosmic table awaits." As humanity prepared to take its first steps into a larger universe, Dr. Arya Khan turned to her colleagues, her eyes shining with the light of infinite possibilities. "This is it," she said, her voice filled with wonder and determination. "The true beginning of our cosmic journey. For Elara, for Earth, for all of reality, let's make it count." And with that, humanity embarked on its greatest adventure yet, not just to the stars, but to the very heart of existence itself. The starborn renaissance had begun, and the universe would never be the same.